COVID-19 virus the catalyst in estate planning. This video is adapted from a published article, Smart Investor magazine, written by Li Keqiang. The COVID-19 pandemic, which started 2 years ago, and still lingers on, have affected the planning of individuals and businesses in many ways. As far as planning for one's estate is concerned, the awareness on the need to do personal estate planning has been heightened. This can be demonstrated by the fact that many will writing and trustee companies have reported a jump in their will writing business in the past 2 years. The unexpected spike in deadly casualties due to the attack by COVID-19 virus has rattled many, who began to worry about their health and safety. What is estate planning? Estate planning is actually more than having your will written, though it is a basic instrument in estate planning. Put it in a very simple language, you can say that it is a well thought through planning process to ensure that your loved ones are protected, your hard-earned assets are preserved, and your accumulated wealth are perpetuated to more than 3 generations. You have probably heard of this Chinese saying that goes wealth does not pass through 3 generations. Interestingly, the Americans have a similar saying, shirt sleeves to shirt sleeves in 3 generations. These sayings show that estate planning is both necessary and crucial, especially for those who are on their way, or have accumulated a fair amount of wealth. Is writing a will estate planning? Most people have an impression that having a will written is having done their estate planning. Water is essential for soup, but soup is more than just water. In actual fact, there are more legal instruments than just a will, such as a testamentary or living trust, a shareholders' agreement, a Labuan foundation, life insurance, and its use of nomination. Even an EPF nomination or a joint account, planned intelligently, is an instrument in estate planning. Thus, there is a need to integrate all your estate planning instruments into a coherent estate plan. This is because the various instruments you choose must work together to address all your concerns in the event you depart from this physical world. On top of that, your estate planning must also be able to handle the situation, though less likely, in the most tragic event that you and your beloved spouse were to perish at the same time, or die within a short span of each other. We have seen such tragedies happen during this pandemic. Estate planning must also be objective-driven. As the estate planning industry in Malaysia is still very product-driven, consumers end up with and having being sold a will, or a bunch of fragmented financial products. The danger in such a scenario is that, when the time comes, there will still be gaps that will not be covered by the products, and left the beneficiaries dangerously exposed. To eliminate such a risk, your estate plan must be objective-driven. What this means is that your estate plan must achieve all your intended objectives when the time comes. To help you think through and to write down your estate planning objectives, you can refer to this 3PS model in estate planning to protect, preserve, and perpetuate your estate. 3PS model in estate planning. Your first estate planning objective must always start with protecting your intended beneficiaries. Their welfare and financial well-beings must always rank highest on your list. This is especially so when you have beneficiaries who are underaged, be they your minor children or grandchildren. Parents with special needs children must also pencil in this objective when they start thinking about what will happen to their special need child if and when they, as parents, predecease the children. Secondly, you must set in your mind to preserving your hard-earned assets if you were to suffer untimely demise. The tragedies we know of during this pandemic among our friends, and actual incidents we read in the newspapers, remind us that life is uncertain, and no one is immortal. Preserving your wealth means you take deliberate strategies to prevent your wealth from being poached by potential creditors. This also includes shielding your wealth from being destroyed by bankruptcy suits, from business creditors, or unexpected professional liability suits. You can imagine it as a financial tsunami that hit and destroy you when you least expect it. Be mindful that the business and work environments faced by business owners and professionals now can be quite unpredictable, especially in the post-pandemic world. Thirdly, you should plan in such a way that your beloved family members and descendants will be blessed by your hard-earned accumulated wealth beyond 3 generations. In this modern and IT-centric world, there are many potential risks of losing your wealth when you pass your wealth to your next generations. We have seen some people's wealth dissipated due to low financial intelligence of their descendants, and some lost through scams, business failures, or in other cases, through indulgence of their descendants. Thus, it is always wise to be extra careful when you do your planning. When it comes to planning your own hard-earned estate, it is expected of you to exercise the same standard of care. Lee Ki-chuan is a chartered financial consultant, CFP professional, and fellow, Life Management Institute. He is also a licensed financial advisor, who has 25 years' experience in estate planning. He is the first person in the industry to advocate the integrated approach to estate planning.